as humans, we kind of intuitively know what a good or bad customer experience is. And again, I'm
Hmm.
really kind of speaking from the technology standpoint. A good example of this would be, uh, you call into, again, maybe it's utility. You call in and the phone starts ringing and it's ringing and it's ringing, and maybe it does pick up, but you don't hear anything. And maybe 10 seconds later, if we'd waited, we would have heard, the opening IVR prompt. But who's going to wait that long? You're going to hang up. And so
Right.
from a test automation standpoint, we're looking at these different triggers, and we're looking at this really in two different ways. One is from kind of an under the covers signaling perspective, if you will. When phone calls are placed, there's different messaging that happens through that telephony network. We're capturing and paying attention to that different messaging. So we're getting response time measurements at that level, but then we're also looking at, from the IVR application layer, when prompts are being played, how quickly are we actually hearing a prompt? Are we hearing the correct prompting?
Hmm.
When authentication might take place. If I'm entering my, account number, policy number in the IVR, how quickly is that coming back? Because at this point in time, we're now starting to get into the intricacies of these contact center systems, where they're actually myriad of different subsystems that are integrated together. There's going to be a back end database that houses all of that customer data that needs to be queried for that authentication to take place. And I would also say, when we talk about this customer journey, it doesn't just end with communicating with an automated self-service system, right? Many times, as consumers, when we're calling into these companies that we do business with, we're looking to solve a problem, and oftentimes we need to speak with another human to solve that problem, right? So oftentimes our end destination is getting to an agent. And so when we talk about automation, we'll use the term end-to-end testing quite often. And that's not just the idea of automating the front end, the consumer journey, but it's also automating the back end with the agent. And so in this situation, we're automating that agent logging into the systems that agent logs into. That might be, the
Mm.
vendor system, Genesis or Nice CX1 or Amazon, or it could be the communication device they use. Right, when we're speaking, like we are today, there's a phone. Right, the phone may not be what it historically was.
Yeah.
The phone's our computer in this case, but we also need to be able to manage and automate the phone side of it, and measure that, right? So when we talk about how we do that from an end-to-end standpoint, it gets into looking at things like voice quality. What does your voice sound like? What does my voice sound like? Things like screen pop. When my call arrives at an agent, how quickly is that agent seeing my customer information pop up on their screen? So we're looking at all of those measurements, sometimes individually, but generally in aggregate, to really determine, was this a good customer experience or not, and perhaps doing that at scale for load testing, or ongoing for monitoring.